In the year 1918, as the Great War raged in Europe, a far more terrifying enemy crossed the ocean, the Spanish flu. It moved like a shadow through cities, turning hospitals into monuments of death. In Philadelphia, a nurse did the night shifts at a hospital's ward 13. That ward officially doesn't exist in any hospital's record. The nurse's journal, discovered in 2003, described the impossible. Patients dying at exactly 3:17 a.m. All of them, every single night. She wrote about blue-faced victims sitting upright hours after death, their eyes tracking her movements across the room. One entry is particularly chilling. They were breathing in unison, all 40 beds. Other nurses reported the same phenomenon across the country. In Boston, an entire ward fell silent for exactly 7 minutes, no coughing, no death rattles, nothing. When sound returned, 12 patients had vanished from their beds. Their bodies were never found. In Chicago, a doctor documented patients speaking in languages they'd never learned, reciting the names of the dead before they died themselves. But the nurse's final entries revealed something worse. She describes a figure moving between the beds, tall, wearing a mask. Though no such equipment existed in 1918, it would stop at each bed, tilt its head, and the patient would begin to convulse. She wrote, "When it looked at me, I felt my lungs filled with ice." 3 days later, her handwriting changed. The letters became jagged wrong. Her last entry read simply, "We've always been here. We'll always be here. Ward 13 never closes." The next morning, staff found Ward 13 completely empty. No patients, no beds, just 40 sets of footprints leading to the windows, all of which were nailed shut from the outside. 50 million people died in the 1918 pandemic, but hospital records from the era showed thousands of unexplained discrepancies. Patients listed as deceased who later appeared in other records. Wards that existed in floor plans, but not in physical space. Night shift nurses who simply disappeared, only their journals left behind. The nurse's name appears in the hospital's staff directory until 1920, but her death certificate is dated October 1918. Both documents are authentic. Both exist in official archives. In 1976, during hospital renovations, workers found a sealed room behind Ward 12. Inside were 40 iron bed frames, ranged in perfect rows, each one stained with something that looked like rust but tested as human tissue. On the wall, written in what appeared to be dried blood, 3:17 a.m. The Spanish flu ended in 1920, but those hospital journals, they keep appearing. Estate sales, antique stores, forgotten attics, all describing the same figure, the same impossible death. And always, they mention Ward 13. The pandemic may have ended, but according to those who worked those wards, something else began. The next time you're in an old hospital at 3 a.m., count the days. Share this story, like, and subscribe for more.